Hello, everyone. Today, I want to address issues that I have been aware of about an understanding about what the vagus nerve does and what it means by vagal exercises. Hi, I'm Michael Westgate. Thank you for joining me. I've helped people with chronic pain for over 2 decades. I aim to help you say goodbye to pain and hello to a fully lived life. And what I'm sharing with you comes directly from my conversation with Dr. Stephen Porges in a course I took. And I asked him, because we had a Q&A session about this, and he clarified it for me, and it was not what I expected to hear. So I hope that you benefit as much as I did from this perspective, especially if you're a practitioner, but even if you're just someone who's really, very interested in how to improve your health. So here's the common perception, and this is what's promoted online, that you're exercising the vagus nerve, that the vagus nerve controls your body. And you'll even read this in certain texts, but that isn't accurate. It's actually really inaccurate. What the vagus nerve is for relaying information between different organ systems, specifically between your gut and your cranial brain. What's actually happening when you do vagal exercises is that it's changing the message that's sent through the nerve. It's not doing anything to the nerve. And so when you do a breath exercise, it's exercising your face, which is part of the vagal system, your throat, your heart and lungs. It also massages the internal organs too, usually. And that stimulus of those organs is what changes the tone that runs through the vagus nerve. And that's what a vagal exercise does. So you're not, and there are some things where you massage the vagus nerve on either, one of the side or the other. I would guess that the reason that works is because it's actually releasing tension around the nerve. But again, you're not really stimulating the nerve itself. And if you do stimulate the nerve itself, what you're actually stimulating is the organs on either end of the nerve. So just so you know, that's clear. I wanted to clear that up because everyone talks about exercising the vagus nerve, and that's not correct. I want to address the list of symptoms of low vagal tone, and it has to do with eating. So another indication of low vagal tone, this is more complex, but it has to do with the system of social engagement and breathing and swallowing. And that has to do with if you're eating and choking on your food, or if you're eating and you feel nauseated, like you don't think you can take the food in, that's a sign of low vagal tone. And I'll give you an example of something that used to happen to me almost every day. I get up in the morning and I drink water and I would choke on it. So if you're trying to drink or eat and you're choking on it or you're resisting eating, then it means that your vagal tone is very low and that your system is in survival states rather than a state of engagement and safety. And then the other thing that Dr. Porges shared with us that I thought was absolutely epic proportions in its impact on my view of things is that there is absolutely no difference between physical and psychological illness. So let me repeat that. There is no difference between physical and psychological illness. So in terms of depression, the cause can be from the gut. So your digestion's off. Right? That's one potential cause, but it also could be from certain experiences and attitudes that you hold in your mind. It's usually more the gut though, but also you can have a traumatic brain injury and that will cause gut problems, or you can have something like celiac disease and that's going to cause mental problems. But the thing you have to remember is that sometimes it's both, sometimes it's 80% one, 20% the other. You don't really know until you try to correct one or the other. And I would recommend starting with the body because that's usually the most powerful part. So if you have celiac disease, you better clean up your diet because if you don't, your brain's not going to be okay. And if you have a traumatic brain injury, on the other hand, this is the only time I would say it's mostly the brain, or potentially mostly the brain. You better heal that condition properly if you want your gut and your body to calm down because it is very dysregulating to harm the brain. And then that vagus nerve superconnection immediately sends a danger signal to the body that something's wrong with a major organ, and that will put you into a defensive sort of survival state unless the healing is done properly. So if you're struggling with chronic illness, this is really, really important for you to understand. And if you've been spending years and years in psychotherapy with no lasting results, it's probably because your body is part of the problem. It's not being addressed properly. So keep that in mind in terms of your struggles and your journey. Remember, no difference. Simultaneously affected either direction. And therefore, when someone treats you poorly in your life, like you're abused emotionally, it's going to have a physiological impact on your body and vice versa. And your body's actually what's responding to that anyway. So I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's an extremely important point that's absolutely missed by modern medicine. That's why they say, well, you're depressed, but we're not going to check your digestion because they're not connected. Well, they are. And then luckily more people are recognizing that now, but I don't think enough. And therefore, that's why psychological drugs aren't going to help if your gut's the problem, right? So think about that. You're told, oh, you're depressed. Well, we're going to give you all these drugs and we're not going to pay any attention to your body at all otherwise. Not smart, because that's not going to solve the problem. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take those drugs temporarily, but you want to really get well, you got to look at your whole system and have a vibrant body for a vibrant mind. And I would even say a vibrant mind to have a vibrant body. So you got to take care of both ends of it as best you can if you want to get better. If you found this content helpful, please like and subscribe. You can look forward to more videos about how to overcome chronic illness and chronic pain.